Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we've got a mother-daughter team in today here. It is a very, very cool experience for us here at Cloudcast Media and listening to our Spotlight on the Community show. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and joining us is Abby Ducharme. She is an entrepreneur, an author, a game designer, an athlete, and probably everything in between. Abby, how you doing?
Good.
What school do you go to?
I go to Ocean View Christian Academy.
Very, very good. And joining her is her mom, been a guest on the show, will be on, I'm sure, multiple times, and that is Dr. Julie Ducharme, president of Synergy Learning Institute. How you doing, Julie?
I'm doing good.
Very, very good. So, Abby, we're going to do 99% of the interview with you. We'll let your mom come in a few times. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll start with the author, The New Crafters. That's your book, right?
Yep.
What's it about?
Well, it's about me, some friends, and some family. We go on an adventure to save the world from an evil master squid.
Okay, so this is not a true story, unless there's a master squid in Coronado that we do not know about, correct? Very good. Okay, now, what made you come up with that story? Did you design the cover too?
I did not design the cover.
Okay, but that's a very pretty cover over here. I like that. So what, did you wake up one day and said, I want to do a short story?
No. It was kind of over time. When I was really young, I was actually...
As opposed to now, right?
Yes.
Okay, right.
Way back in the third grade.
Oh my, I can't even remember when you were in the third grade. Right.
I was really young, and I was asked, as an assignment to write, a fictional narrative, and I thought, let's just come up with the strangest thing possible. And so just from there, I just kept writing reiterations of the same thing over and over again. And then I thought, how about I actually publish this? And so I started writing a more final and polished version of it,
Sure.
I guess. I just wanted to share my book, my idea, and my story with the world.
So started in third grade, and then you finished it right now? Where you are now? Or when did you finish it?
I finished it last year in seventh grade.
In seventh grade, okay. That's a great story. So was it your third grade teacher that inspired you to do this?
No.
But it was the assignment, though, that got you going, right?
It was the assignment.
Well, I'll tell you what's funny. When I was in eighth grade, our English teacher inspired us to do something, and that put me on my focus to be a sports writer. It happened in school. Oh. So it's very, very interesting. How about you, Julie? Have you written any books?
I have, and actually my fifth grade teacher inspired me to write my first book, which was, it was a story about a little girl during Christmas who had to shine a star bright enough so that the people could find the baby. And that was fifth grade, and she actually designed them and stapled them and made covers. And then years later, my very first book, my mom found it in her treasure chest, and she said, I think you should publish this. And that was my first book, and that was because of my fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Stedman. So yeah,
mine was Miss Windworth, and she actually formed a very, very famous school in L.A., But isn't that great? What a great story. I'm going to share this if I can when I have other teachers on. Here we are talking in 2021. You don't want to know what time I was in eighth grade. It was barely had running water. But I think what an inspiration in that aspect of it. So are there more books to come, Abby?
Well, I am working on a sequel.
Okay.
I just started writing it a couple days ago.
Nice. And will it be a lot bigger than this one? Will it be a little more in-depth? They're about the same size.
Well, I kind of want to make it a little bit longer than the first book.
Right. Very, very good. And any hints of how it's going to turn out, or where you have to buy the book to find out?
Yeah. I'm kind of wanting to keep this one a bit of a surprise.
Good. See, very good. Yeah, good marketing, Mom. That's terrific. We're chatting with Abby Ducharme. She is an author, a game designer, an athlete. We'll get to that in a second. Joined by her mom, Julie Ducharme, president of Synergy Learning Institute. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things. San Diego for more than 60 years. We're here in the Mission Fed studios in Scripps Ranch. So you like to write. Do you like to read?
I do like to read.
Right. And how long have you been a reader?
Jeez.
As long as you can remember?
Yeah.
Right. Mom, did you read to Abby when she was little?
Yes. And she literally probably has, 100 books in her bookshelf. And I had said the other night, why don't you read this book? And she goes, Mom, I've read every single book in there. So is the one that I would come in and I'd be like, you're supposed to be in bed. But she had been reading a book for 2 hours and it was late. And I couldn't get mad at her for educating herself. So she's quite a reader.
Yeah,
so.
No, that's great. I know my daughter is 28 now. She's a teacher, and she loved to read as well. And so she teaches 4th to 5th grade actually up in the Poway district. So, what type of books you like to read? Do you like to read fiction, nonfiction, or all types?
I like to read a lot of like fiction and fantasy.
Okay.
Like adventure books.
And how about, do you like to watch adventure movies or not so much?
Movies, just kind of whatever.
Okay, right, exactly. And, were you, Julie, and are you guys a movie-going family? Are you a reading family? Is there a reading hour at the Ducharme house?
Well, we like movies. My husband, her dad, is a videographer. So he actually has made a lot of fun, silly movies with us. And then we have our YouTube channel, the Ducharme Family Adventures.
Nice.
And that chronological is like our adventures to the Galapagos and all these different places we travel. And I would say Micah, your little brother, is quite the ham in the videos.
How old's Micah?
He just turned 11. And of course, Abby's going to turn 14 on Sunday.
Happy birthday to you. Very good. What are you doing for fun? What are you going to do?
We're going to go to the sugar factory.
The sugar factory. Okay, that sounds good. I love the Ducharme chant. That is just a great... How long have you been doing that?
A year or two, I think.
Like when we went on our trip to Florida.
Yeah, we've done Florida. We just did the Galapagos. And of course, she can video edit. Her and her brother can both video edit and make movies themselves. So
Micah still needs a bit of work.
Yes, as Big Sister says. I think that's good. Now, is Micah a ham like your mom said?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, he is.
Very good. Well, nothing wrong with having some spirit in the family and so forth. That's great. Now, have you grown up in Coronado? Is that where you live, or did you live somewhere else?
Well, I remember we used to live in El Cajon, but that was for like when I was really little.
Right.
And then like halfway through first grade, I remember we moved to Coronado, and ever since then we've been living in Coronado. Yeah,
it's a pretty cool place for many different reasons. Again, we're chatting with Abby Ducharme. She is an author of the new Crafters, a game designer. We're going to get that in a couple seconds, and an athlete, joined by her mom, Julie Ducharme, president of Synergy Learning Institute, and a professional athlete in a couple sports, if I do say so. That's great too. Did you get your athletic ability because your mom or your dad?
I don't know.
You don't know, right? Was your dad an athlete like your mom?
Well, he was an athlete. He played a lot of basketball.
Right. Okay. Very good. And do your mom and your dad ever play one-on-one?
Let's see. Not very often.
That's very.
Not
you guys
very
are.
often.
You guys are too busy, right?
Just because he knows better. No.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Right. Because you drive in the lane, you will never drive in the lane again. That's exactly. I played basketball many years ago. So, do you play? What sport do you play?
I play volleyball and basketball.
Okay, just like mom did, right? Exactly. Do you have a favorite, or do you like them both equally?
Both about the same amount.
Right. Now, are you in a clubs team, or do you just do it with the school team?
Well, I tried to do it with club.
Right.
But it's hard to find a club that will.
So you can do volleyball. She's trying to do double sports.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough because they want to be year round, or is that correct?
Yeah. So she's having to kind of like do school sports and then club and then school sports.
We just finished our school volleyball.
Yeah. So now she's trying basketball club next.
Right. So is your school, does it go through high school?
Yeah, it goes from kindergarten all the way up to high school.
Is it in Coronado?
It's in Imperial Beach.
Yeah, it's about 15 minutes.
Oh, so it's
outside.
straight down. Okay, off the Silver Strand or something.
Yeah, like you kind of go up that Palm or whatever there.
Yeah, sure. I got it. So, athlete, okay, game designer. What type of games do you design?
Well, I want to learn a bunch of different coding languages.
Okay.
So that way I can be able to make my own games.
Okay. Would you be a gamer yourself where you'll have 1 million people following you? Is that how that works?
Well, I'd like to do that. Me and my brother are going to start a gaming channel.
Wow.
And so we hope that we can get to that many subscribers.
Well, you got to start. This is a good time to start right here. And you got your mom, who's a great marketer, to help out on that. Your dad's a videographer. I think that's that's all terrific. So you've got writing books, you've got playing sports, you've got video design. Do you sleep?
Not enough,
No.
which keeps mom up.
Which keeps mom up. Yeah. Well, listen, how cool it is to be active. Now, do you do a lot of these things with your friends, or I know you obviously you do it with your brother and your mom and dad. Do you have a lot of friends do the same things that you do?
To be honest, I don't really know if my friends do that stuff.
Right. That keeps you very active. Do the teachers know that you're doing it?
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, I bet that's great, Mom, for some extracurricular activity, and to have the teacher know that Abby is just give her any assignment, she'll be able to thrive on it. What would you say, Abby? And think about this, and we can certainly address it when we come back from break. What do you think you've learned the most about being an entrepreneur? And you're an entrepreneur. You've written a book. You're an athlete, you're ready to game design. And so what do you think you learned the most from being an entrepreneur? Persistence, maybe? Deadlines? You are okay to take the word no, and you're good at taking criticism?
I've definitely learned to take feedback and criticism from others, like my friends, and from my mom and my dad from when they helped me with getting my book out.
Right.
Persistence, that's another thing, and taking your time as well. You don't always have to just get it out there as fast as you want.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's very mature for someone who's an 8th grader on that. People usually want to get it out and here it is and not examine it. When we come back from break, I want to talk, more about that aspect. And then what do you have in mind? Have you got some universities that you're thinking about? Never too young to think about universities or careers. And then we'll get a chance to talk to your mom a little bit about what she's doing. Is that okay also?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to be right back with Abby and Julie Ducharme, a daughter and mom team. Very cool cats. The Ducharme family got their own channel, by the way. Abby's an author, game designer, and athlete, and mom is president of Synergy Learning Institute and a bunch of other stuff in between. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show here on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things for San Diegans for more than 60 years. We'll be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things. To San Diego and San Diegans for more than 60 years, we are with a dynamic duo, mom and daughter. Abby Ducharme is an 8th grader, and she's an author, a game designer, an athlete, an entrepreneur, and many other things that we're going to touch base on over here. Her mom is president of the Synergy Learning Institute, heavily involved with doing great things for the military as well, and a former pro athlete in both volleyball and basketball. Is that correct, Julie?
Yep. Played a little bit overseas, so a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Very, very good. So, Abby, I found out at break you are an expert at Minecraft. Is that right?
I play a lot of Minecraft.
Talk about, what is it exactly?
Minecraft is, from what people describe it as, a sandbox survival game where you can just let your imagination run wild, or you can try to survive the wild.
So when you say survive the wild, so it's a computer game, correct?
Yes.
Do you do it on your computer? You can do it on your TV too?
It's on many different platforms like console, PC.
Okay. So now you start it, and then are you in a spot you have to escape from? How does that work?
Well, depending on whether you choose to just play in creative mode, which you're basically like a god of the world.
Okay, right. I'd like that role. Thank you.
Or survival mode, where you're thrown into a random world or a world of your choice.
Right.
You have to get wood and supplies before nighttime comes, when all the monsters come to get you.
So is it like a little survival, the show Survivor type of show, that you have to gather these things, you have to have shelter and probably things to eat animals with. I don't know. Maybe that's not true at all. Beforehand, is that how that works?
Well, you normally spawn into the world, and you have about 10 minutes before it's nighttime, because each day and night cycle is about 10 minutes.
Wow, that's quick.
And so your first goal should be to get wood, and then after you get wood, you got to get food to help with your hunger, or else you'll starve to death. And then you got to get stone so you can make stone tools. And then you got to find a place to stay, so that way you can set up camp and be safe for the night.
Nice. So do you feel that if your mom and dad and your brother are on a nice big family trip, and you're going to visit, Crater Lake in Oregon, one of my favorite places, and all of a sudden the car broke down and you got stranded and you're in the middle of nowhere, that you can use your Minecraft skills to survive? Maybe. Maybe.
There's some mechanics that are in Minecraft that aren't like logic in reality.
Okay.
Like how you can just take a couple of sticks and a couple of chunks of wood and throw them together, and now you have a sword.
Yes, that would be very, very interesting if you could do that near Crater Lake. And if you can, I want to find out about that special sword. Julie, you must be so proud of both your kids, of course, obviously, but Abby with this spirit she has.
Yeah, she's, I don't know where she gets it, but she's an overachiever.
I think I do. So, and a lot of it, I imagine, is just, watching you and your husband. You guys are very entrepreneurial and are always on the go and always doing something. I think some of that rubbed off?
I think so. I have taken them with me all over the place.
Right.
So they're around me when I'm doing business. Abby's participated in the last 2 She Talks that we did, one in Florida and one in San Diego, because she's required to do community service with her school.
Nice.
So I just take them with me everywhere, and they hear my phone conversations for business and all of that. So she's always had a business going. She's always had some angle, even when she was like, second grade. So she's definitely onto that. And of course, her little brother is following in her footsteps. He's right behind her, wanting to do all the same things.
I think that's fantastic. And it's exciting to watch all this grow in this aspect of it. Abby, you thought about college at all? Or that's too many years down the road?
Well, I have had to think about it, because our school each year has us set up a thing for a college fair.
Right, exactly.
So last year I did University of San Diego, which is USD.
Sure.
So, because I liked the idea of that place.
Right.
I remember Mom took me there once.
It's a great campus, yeah.
And I remember it's just beautiful, beautiful place.
It is. I was honored to be on the USD School of Leadership and Ed Sciences board since it was formed for many years. I loved being on that campus, and been honored to work with a lot of the folks in the athletic department and go games at Jenny Craig. So USD, any other schools you have in mind?
My mom was telling me a little while ago about MIT.
Yes, right.
When she told me that they're working on like prototypes of like flying cars, I'm like, what the heck?
Oh yeah, no, MIT, right. A very famous school, a long-time school, focused on technology, and they're probably about 20 years ahead of us. So what they're working on, we'll start seeing in the marketplace maybe in 1930 or whatever the case. Yeah, that's great. Now, have you been back to that? Been back to MIT at all to visit the campus?
I have not been to MIT before.
I was out in Boston a month or two ago, and I happened to be sitting next to someone from MIT, and I was telling them what Abby was doing, and they're like, so when can you bring her to visit? Because they said they love to get women who are in STEM.
Absolutely.
Which she does robotics, she does, movie editing, she does game design. I mean, she started coding little mini games in I think 2nd grade.
Amazing.
So, they had us get on code.org, and I was like,
yeah, and that stinks to her dad. Her dad is super into STEM and all that. But she really is it a computer engineer or software? What is
a game developer?
Well, game developer, but I think it's under computer engineer or something.
Like software engineer.
Software engineer. So we had said, that's a great school for software engineering.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
no, that's a great choice. Certainly right up there in that whole, Ivy League brainstorm area with Harvard and Yale and MIT, and that's all up in that area. No, that's very exciting. And, the beauty of it is that you got so many choices, and you may make a left turn here, then make a right turn, then go back in here. Mom, I bet you're just happy that she's happy and healthy. That's the most important thing.
I am, and I'm just trying to keep up with all their schedules. I think we've got sports 4 nights a week, and at one time we were doing sports and robotics and all of those things. And I remember growing up just doing lots of fun stuff, and that's what I want them to do. I think it's great to be involved in everything they're doing because it just grows them in so many ways. Like I said, I had nothing to do with her book. She came to me one day and was like, Mom, I want to publish my book. And I was like, oh, what? So, I mean, it's great to see these things because sometimes kids get stuck behind technology so much, and they're out there just doing all kinds of fun stuff, and I love it, even if it's a bit tiring.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. And the book that Mom is referring to is The New Crafters by Abby Ducharme, or Abigail. What do you like to be called, Abby or Abigail?
I go by Abby.
Go by Abby. Very good. By Abby Ducharme. You get it on Amazon, and where else?
Just Amazon.
Amazon's good enough. Absolutely. It's called The New Crafters, with the sequel coming out. When's that going to be done, you think?
I have no idea when that's going to come out.
Yeah, well, we'll find out when it comes out, right? Exactly.
Right.
I'm sure your mom will blast it out. Again, chatting with Abby Ducharme, author, game designer, athlete, joined by her mom, Julie Ducharme, who's a president and Synergy of Synergy Learning Institute. So you like animals too, right?
Yes, I do like animals.
You have pets?
We have 2 dogs. We have had guinea pigs, but those are gone now.
They just don't like to live in Coronado, those guinea pigs.
So, God, that's so funny. A lot of parallels here. So, my first pet was a minor bird. My mom was and dad loved animals. So we had minor birds, snakes, ducks, turtles, dogs, name one. That's what we had. But guinea pigs. And I remember I was real little, must have been 5 years old, and we had 2 guinea pigs named Henry and Henrietta. And then, one day there was the 3rd guinea pig. And I go, Mom, when did you go to, we went to the store and got another guinea pig. I said, okay. Then not too much longer, there was another guinea pig. I said, why do you keep on buying guinea pigs? Well, I didn't know that guinea pigs, are like rabbits. Okay? They mate. We had at one point 20 guinea pigs.
Oh my
God. My dad was a medical doctor and taught medicine at UCLA and was a gastroenterologist, but he was really good at building things. None of it translated to me. I'll tell you that right now. So he built a 3-story guinea pig hotel. in the backyard. And so my brother and I, young at the time, could watch all the guinea pigs.
Oh my
and then all of a
gosh,
sudden,
great.
they were gone, and Mom said they had guinea pig pneumonia, and that was sad. I think that it was time for it to move on to another animal.
Yeah.
So what are your dogs? What type?
Well, Chewy and Mocha are both a lab and a Rhodesian Ridgeback, I think is what it's
They're like
called.
a mix. They're mutts. We saved them, but Mocha's very much a lab and Chewy's very much a Rhodesian Ridgeback.
What a great name. Mocha. Is Mocha the Labrador?
Yeah.
Yeah. How old are your dogs?
I think they're like about 4 years.
4 or 5.
But tell them what you wanted to call them and why I said you can't call the dog this name.
So when we first got them, I wanted to call Chewy Waffle because she looked like her fur looked like a waffle. And Mom was like, "No, we're not going to do that because I'm going to be at the place. We're going to be at the park, and and she's like, I'm not going to be yelling waffle."
Like
Waffle.
people think I'd be like, waffle, I need a waffle. I was like, no. And we can't call him donut either. People think I'm yelling for donuts.
It's very so. The food had to be out of there, right? Well, Mocha's a drink.
He is a drink, but that's a little more like,
right.
I
He's
need
a
mocha.
chocolate lab.
Right. All right. I understand. That's great. Any other pets do you have?
No, we've stayed, I grew up in the country, so we had a lot of pets.
Right,
but
right.
What happens is the more pets we get, Mom has to take care of them while they're at school. So we got the guinea pigs during COVID. We called them COVID guinea pigs, right? Because we were home a lot. Then the kids went back to school and it was like, Mom has to take care of these squeaking things. They squeak all day long, all day long. And then, unfortunately, I think they got pneumonia too. We just came down one morning and he was gone. And
Yeah.
so, but we did get him costumes and dress him up and,
They were great. Yeah. We had one named Hot Rod that got stuck behind the car seat and we couldn't find him, but we heard the squeaking. We didn't know what it was. And he lived 6 days.
Oh my gosh.
He was back there. Found him. I go, oh my God, Hot Rod has been there. Get him out and he's running. It didn't affect him one. He's running 100 miles an hour in the backyard, and it was all good. What a joy to talk to you, Abby Ducharme, and just doing some great things. Any final comments for our listeners? Want to say anything to them besides buy your book?
Be you, be a warrior, go do great things.
Well, that's great advice. That's terrific. How about you, Julie?
Yeah, never let age stop you. I think, Abby showed that she just decided one day she wanted to publish a book, and she did. So I always tell kids, do what you want to do. Follow your dreams.
No, I think that's great advice. We've been having a great conversation with Abby Ducharme, 8th grader, an author, a game designer, an athlete, an animal lover, and everything in between, joined by her very entrepreneurial mom as well, Julie Ducharme. She's the president of Synergy Learning Institute. Promise you'll come back on the show somewhere down the road?
I don't know.
Okay,
That's
good.
a yes.
Yes. I think you will come back on the show, and that'd be wonderful. Julie, always good to see you and your smiling face. Thanks for joining us at our SD Mac breakfast. You'll get a couple invitations down the road.
Yes, I'm excited for those. Thank you so much. They're amazing. The people that are bringing in are amazing.
Yeah, they are. I'll send you some invites on that as well, and just wish you nothing but great Thanksgiving. Have fun, frolic, and eat a lot of whatever you like to eat, and then we'll look forward to having you back on again.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. My pleasure. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing great things to San Diego for more than 60 years.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.